Welcome to BoxWorks. I'm Murtaza Masood, the Global Managing Director for State and Local Government at Box. And with me today, I have the pleasure of talking to Deepak Budwani, the Chief Financial Administrative Officer of County of Santa Barbara, Office of the Public Defender. Welcome, Deepak.
Thank you very much for having me here today.
So, first off, you've been hearing a lot of innovative and groundbreaking announcements today at BoxWorks. What excites you the most from what you've heard today?
So a lot of great information that was presented today, but Box apps for our office and our organization, all of our information is stored in the cloud. We're utilizing Box and the ability to create Box as a central hub where all of our information exists and resides is key for able to integrating with any of the other tools that we want to. So Box is our epicenter, essentially the sun that everything revolves around, and the ability with Box app to integrate it amongst our HR tools, our finance tools, our case management tools, the content management, across the board, it's going to be transformative because it allows this ecosphere to kind of exist.
Fantastic. I like that analogy with the sun, creating a central content platform for all things. So, as the Department of Public Defenders, what are some of the key priorities when you look at your technology roadmap, and how does Box enable those priorities for you?
So I've been with the organization now for about 7 years, and when I started there, we were a completely paper organization. And so the first step, moving us from paper to digital, and with us being in a digital workspace now, with the workload that exists in public defense exponentially increased, I call it the digital tsunami, with the information that exists, how are we able to leverage tools that allows us to augment that increased workforce? And so with Box, what we've been focusing on first and foremost is storing all of our files. The volume of information that we store is exponentially increasing. A couple years ago, it was 2 to 3 terabytes a year. Now it's 2 to 3 terabytes a month. And central to that was able to use Box as a tool that would allow us to, let's say we have to review audios or videos, so we can build tools and integrate it with other tools, essentially become API agnostic. So every tool we have is able to integrate with each other, and all of our use cases we're able to, again, with Box at the center of our universe, is able to integrate and allow us to do all the tools that we need to be able to get the various aspects. So if you're a paralegal, you need to review discovery. If you are an attorney, you need to review discovery. But for you, reviewing discovery is watching videos and audios and being able to use AI now to summarize a lot of that information. That's going to be the kind of the earth-shattering moment in public defense is, as we, I call it, we live in the surveillance society. So with the information that exists, being able to digest it and then be able to process it is central, and Box allows us to be able to do that.
That's a lot on your plate, and the agenda is pretty innovative. So you touched upon a couple of key points, kind of double-clicking on the integrability of the platform. How important is it that Box content is surfaced through those integrations into like eDefender or case management system or some of the other corporate back office systems?
So for us, we're using Box not just to store all of our case files, we have our content management system directly pointing to Box. And so we're building basically two-way API calls. So information from eDefender gets pushed to Box, and information from Box gets pushed into eDefender. The game-changing element of it is being able to extract metadata. As a lot of offices and agencies, law enforcement, probation officers are going digital, we're having to take all of that work, and what we do is we get a piece of paper, we review it, we extract information, and we enter it. Now with Box, we're able to push it directly into our system using the metadata tags to be able to generate automation and workflows. And so that's one use case, which is just our case management system. But bigger than that, we're moving all of our files, whether our HR files, our finance files, everything in our office is digital within the Box ecospace. So now as we start developing tools, we're starting to use tools like Power App to build tools. There's API connectors that exist with Box that are able to connect with them. And so we're able to look at each of our business processes across all of our spectrums and take every one of those from paper to digital, and not just move from fillable PDF, to now having workflow being generated. So it's going to be something that from our HR standpoint, when we process onboarding information, when we have HR standpoint, from our finance standpoint, when we're processing invoices, across the board, each of our subject matter or our functional groups are going to utilize Box in a different capacity with different tools. And so if the file didn't exist in Box, we couldn't integrate with those tools. And so it was a non-starter if the information didn't exist.
very insightful. So creating a digital platform for a digital experience from day one.
Correct.
So switching subjects to, you heard about box forms coming out and enhancements to box sign and doc gen capabilities along with box apps. What are some of the key use cases or business areas that you see benefiting from these announcements?
So, I'll start first with box forms. And so for us, all of our forms that are generating, they all have information. A lot of times it's generated from our case management and is filling in the forms, and then we're sending it externally. So what we're starting to utilize is, let's say you're a client of ours, and I need to send you a file to sign. I can now send this document to you, you can sign it and send it back. You don't need the tools because a lot of our clients don't have access to those resources. And with Box Sign, and Box Form, we're able to take all of the forms we need their signatures on and be able to use those tools to kind of generate that information. So now we're able to touch people across all spectrums. And so historically they came into our office to get that work done. Now with tools like this, we're able to send the information to them. And I call it like getting work done inline as opposed to online.
Well, folks, you heard it here with Box Sign, Box Forms, Box, Gen, and apps. You can innovate your way to a native digital experience across your organization. Thank you, Deepak.
Thank you very much.